We're gonna try to go right into the next public hearing. It's a discussion to hear from the public on the city's abandonment of undeveloped streets and alleys platted as Walnut, Oak, Cherry, and 9th Street, south of 8th Street, and between FM 157 and Bulldog Drive. Mr. Clopton, I think I'll let you start off again.
Again, my name is John Benjamin Clopton. Reside at 810 South of FM 157. I rise in opposition to this abandonment. This right here, as of speaking as a former retired civil engineer, great licensed professional engineer, that has got the best developed area in the county. It's better than we had in Garland and Dallas. And that these streets that you're wanting to abandon, like Little Short Cherry Street, Oak Street goes across. Now the people that are not familiar with it, there's a large, looks like a field when you turn going southbound, going towards the post office. That field, Oak Street, it's platted back in the original, way back in the 20s and 30s, when the ordinance, way back there. It's not the original thing. But the street is 60 feet of right of it. 60 feet of right of it. Oak Street goes on through, and then 9th Street is the street that runs parallel to 8th Street, which parts of it's called County Road 109, and part of it is called 8th Street. That one, 9th Street, matter of fact, Mr. Russell is using that street right away as private property, as a private right. If you go to the courthouse like I've done, you'll find he's using a public street, 60 feet of right of way. All right, Walnut Street, where Walnut Street comes out and dead ends it into Bulldog Drive or 8th Street, the plat that the engineer many, many years ago, before I was born, designed it to be 60 feet across that field. And what that does, that is a beautiful, as an engineer, former engineer speaking, that's a beautiful layout. That it gives us circulation. We need that to circulate around where the school buildings are. We need that street, we need that Oak Street, we need that 9th Street, we need the Walnut where we can get circulation if we had an emergency at the primary school or down at the administration building. These streets they're platted, and they just hadn't been, the city fathers here, the mothers had not seen fit to develop them or hadn't had the money. And where the post office is right in the middle of this. And what happened when it was built, the city approved that, allowed some of that to be abandoned. Now, along with this, can you believe it's got 20-foot platted alleys? You just don't see that very much. It's got 20-foot alleys across there. Have you all seen the plat?
I have.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a beautiful piece of engineering work. And I really would hate to see you abandon that. We need that circulation. For example, if we had the Oak Street and we had an emergency, we could circulate. You know where the government housing is there. You could circulate around. And if in an emergency, we don't have circulation now down there very good. And they plan to open up the street in front between the primary school and the administration building and open that up into FM 157. But you really wouldn't need to do that if we've already got it platted, 9th Street, and where Mr. Russell he's using it as his private right, that should be a public street. We'd have circulation all through there, in case of a fire or emergency. And now to further abandon all of this, is what I read this to say, is terrible from an engineering standpoint. It's called thoroughfares. We need that for thoroughfares to get the circulation, plus what else? The development. That would be beautiful for the higher and best use of that land. But just leave it as a field, like it is right now, and like we abandoned, I think would be not appropriate engineering action to take. And it's already platted. But if the owners found I'm not sure who all the owners are, but I believe it's Mr. Russell, but I'm not positive. But if they found a buyer or developer that wants to build on that, the council here at that time that didn't oppose to abandonment. For example, would you really want to put, say, an apartment complex there on that field and block the school off? We need the circulation. If we had a bus accident or something, it would be nice to have another way to get down in there rather than just the Main Street. And therefore, Mr. Mayor and Council, I would run in opposition to that. And I would be glad to submit the ones that hadn't seen the plat. It's a beautiful plat. When you say 60 feet around the street, 20 feet out, that's what you're giving up. It's already there. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to speak? Yes, sir.
Excuse me, I didn't know there was a public hearing. I was coming for the city council meeting. I'm interested in talking about the property at Patriot Estates in front where there's a proposed liquor store going in.
Okay, well,
Is that in
if
discussion,
you'd like
or-
to discuss that during the public comment section of the regular meeting, it'll be a little after
That's what I'm on.
7.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to talk about the abandonment of the streets, proposed abandonment? Well, we'll give it a couple more minutes, just make sure, give it at least a full 5 minutes. Does council have any questions or comments?
We already abandoned it?
We did, but it was not, Cass said we needed a public hearing to make it official.
That's why we, it's been about probably 3 months ago, in the meeting, and some before, some was yeah,
I remember correctly. So I don't know if that has been,
but them streets belong to the city. They do belong to the city.
yes. Look way back over there.
Yeah. I'll have to go, I have to get back with you. There's other things.
Yeah, there are other things over
Mayor,
there. Yes, sir. Is that the plat?
this is a copy of my deed,
Okay.
the original deed, and it says that I own, including all streets down this way.
And this is your deed?
This is my deed, yes,
So,
sir.
who sold it to you?
that before.
Yes, sir.
I think we did.
Yeah.
And who you get this from?
I bought it from them in Owen Young.
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
And at that time, he had
He had it,
ownership of all the streets and alleys?
right, and it is certified as good the county, so it says that I bought the 13 acres, including all streets and alleys.
Well, good. I mean, I'm sure I still have my copy, I just forgot about that. Thank you, man. Well, if there's no further comment on public hearing on the proposed abandonment of the streets and alleyways, I'm gonna close this public hearing out at 6:56. And we will start the